Good morning. Today we are going to know more about phrases and clauses. A phrase is a related group of words. The words work together as a unit, but they do not have a subject and a verb. So basically, phrase is a group of words. It will not have a verb. It will not have a subject. So mostly we see in a sentence we'll have a subject, object, and verb. But phrase is a part of the sentence and which do not have here a subject or verb. Only group of words which makes some sense and add some meaning to the sentence. A class is a group of words that does have both a subject and a verb. Some classes are independent, meaning that they express a complete thought. A class is also a group of words. It is also not complete sentence, but it has a subject and verb of its own. Some classes are also independent, like almost sentence, meaning that they express a complete thought. So we'll see some examples how there are phrases and classes examples here. She lives in Gujarat since 2012. She lives in Gujarat. She lives in Gujarat. Maybe we can say since 2012 is a sentence. In Gujarat is a phrase. She lives in Gujarat is a class. So it is not giving complete sense when she is living since when. I went to my home after returning from the party last night. I went to my home. So here only I underline to my home. That is a class. That is a phrase because it is did not have a verb. To my home. From the party. See, both of them don't have the verb. They are phrases. I went to my home is a class. It is part of the sentence, but it is having the subject, verb, and giving some sense. I went to my home after returning from the party last night. So there is big sentence is a part of that. This is it. I went to my home is here a class. In the first sentence, in Gujarat is just a phrase as it doesn't have a subject verb pairing. While she lives in Gujarat is a class as it contains both subject and verb. Explanation for this. Second one in the next sentence, I went to my home is a class because it has subject and a verb. Whereas to my house from the party are the phrases as it is just a group of words not making any sense. More examples of the phrases. Noun phrase. And if it is containing nouns, it is called noun. And our acts as a subject is sometimes it is a noun phrase. Saturday became a cool, wet afternoon. I underline, maybe put the color, red color for the phrases. Saturday became. So it is not Saturday became is having here become is a verb. So leave that part. A cool, wet afternoon is a phrase. So this is a cool, wet afternoon. So it is talking about afternoon. So it is a noun phrase. Afternoon is a noun. Verb phrase. See here, Rani might have been waiting outside for you. Waiting outside for you. The waiting is having a verb here. So this is a called verb phrase. But it is still not giving complete sense. Waiting outside for you. Here it's not have been is missing. So Rani might have been waiting. Then it will be a sentence. So waiting outside for you is only some sense. That's why it's called a verb phrase. Gerund phrase. Gerund is a verb acting like a noun is called a gerund. Example here, eating. And eating we can use for the verb also. I am eating my lunch. But eating an ice cream is a bad habit sometimes. We say eating an ice cream, now it is becoming a gerund. It is acting like a noun. Playing is good for health. If I say playing is here a gerund, it's not a verb. It is acting like a noun. So it is called a gerund. So that's why I'm saying here gerund phrase. Eating ice cream on a hot day can be a good way to cool off. So eating ice cream is here, is not giving complete sense, but it is giving some sense. Eating ice cream, we know it. But there is no who is eating ice cream, when they are eating ice cream, so how they are eating, that kind of expressions are not included in this. On a hot day can be a good way to cool off. So this eating ice cream is the gerund phrase. On a hot day can be a good way to cool off is the part of the sentence. Infinitive phrases. Infinitive means, I think you know, to is considered as an infinitive. So infinitive phrases. So wherever we have to, then we can take them as the infinitive phrases. So infinitive phrase, she helped to build the career. To build the career is the phrase here. Because it is having to here, it is considered as an infinitive phrase. Infinitive phrases, see, she helped to build the career. Can you give, we can give some example, to work hard to get good score, to work hard to get, so to work hard to get the good score. So here to build a career, only one word. So to get good score, maybe to play well. So these are all here we can say phrases, more examples of the infinitive phrases. Prepositional phrases, maybe we'll have in that phrase a preposition. I think already we talked about prepositions, you know, on, in, yet, upon, all these are prepositions. If that group of words is having a preposition in that, it is called prepositional phrase. In the garden, you will find my mother. You will find my mother is a complete sense, but it is part of the sentence. In the garden is the phrase, prepositional phrase, which is adding meaning to the, here, the class. You will find my mother. Where? In the garden. So these are the examples of the phrases. We talked about noun phrase, verb phrase, gerund phrase, infinitive phrase, prepositional phrase. The noun phrase is which is having a noun in it. Afternoon is here, noun. So noun phrase. Verb phrase is here. Verb is there is verb here, waiting. So waiting outside for you. So it is a verb phrase. Gerund phrase is verb is acting like a noun. So eating is here as acting as a noun. So it is gerund phrase. Infinitive phrase means it will have to or any infinitive there. Prepositional phrase, some preposition will be there in the phrase, in the garden. So here we have in. I think this is about the phrases, types of phrases and clauses. When I get home, so it is, we have here subject, verb, and a place is also there. But still it is not a complete sentence. When I get home, it is incomplete. So it is, but it is having a verb and a subject. So some kind of reference is there, but still it is not a sentence. So it is a clause. It is can be a dependent or in a subordinate. So subordinate clause. When I get home, so something should be completed. So it is only giving supporting to the other part of the thing. So the lights are not on. So this is giving the complete sense. When I get home, the lights are not on. If it is written it together, it will be a sentence. But these two clauses are there. When I get home is one clause, the lights are not on, or another clause. But the lights are not on is giving complete sense. The lights are not on. What happened? We can ask also simply. So this is independent clause because it is making complete sense. When I get home is not giving complete sense, so it is called subordinate clause. So if we come to the third one, when you wake up, so when you wake up, it is group of words. We have you is subject is there. Wake up, the verb is also there. But still it is not a sentence. It is also a clause. But this is a subordinate clause. So when you wake up. So you wake up is a verb. So easily we can say it is giving complete sense. When you wake up, so when we added, so we need to complete the sense, to get the complete sense, you do something. When you wake up, call me, give me a ring, So then that will be part of the other part of the sentence. So it is a dependent or subordinate clause. Put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf. So it is almost like a sentence. It is an independent clause. Understand the subject. You put it on the shelf, or maybe you put it in that shelf. If you're giving, it will be a sentence almost. So put it on the shelf is only a group of words which is having a verb. So it is a clause. Maybe we lack little meaning. Since it fell on the floor. Since it fell on the floor. So here we can say dependent clause. So it fell on the floor. It has fallen on the floor. We can understand that will be a sentence. But here since is there added here. Since it fell on the floor, it is incomplete. It is not giving a complete sense. So it is a dependent or subordinate clause only. It is not independent. Complete meaning is required. Okay. So this is more examples. She lives near my friend's home. I was waiting outside the hostel. See here, she lives near my friend's home. She lives near my friend's home is a sentence. Near my friend's home is a phrase. I was waiting outside the hostel. I was waiting outside the hostel is a sentence. Outside the hostel is only a phrase. I was waiting is giving some incomplete sense. So we can say this is a class and she lives is a class. So we can understand this is a class, this is a class, this is red mark or phrases. See the class, this is my last attempt for IAS examination. This is my last attempt for IAS examination. This is my last attempt is a class. This is my last attempt because I think we have the verb here and it is giving some sense, but it needs some complete sense. This is my last attempt for what? For IAS examination. This is the complete sentence. So this is the class, this is the sentence. She understands what you cannot explain in words. Blue part, what you cannot explain in words is not giving complete sense because what is added here? You cannot explain in complete sentence means I am scolding you that you cannot explain, you don't have. But what you cannot explain in words. So it is adding some more sense. So it is making into a clause instead of a sentence. She understands what you cannot explain in words. I think in day-to-day life, something it happens they won't explain or express their feelings, but we can understand. So that is the sense here. She understands what you cannot explain in words. So she has that kind of common sense and concern for you. How to remember the difference? So only thing is you can easily find out which set of words is a phrase or a class by dividing into various parts of the speech. I think you know the parts of speech. How many parts of speech are there? 8. Noun, pronoun, what are the preposition, interjection, conjunction, verb, adverb. So all these are there. So you can easily find out which set of words is a phrase or class by dividing them into various parts of the speech. If the combination of words contain a subject and a verb, and then it is regarded as a class. Otherwise, it is called a phrase. I already explained that part to you. Okay. So we'll come back with one more explanation, writing exercise of this. I'll be sending an even assignment of phrases and classes, complete and send to me to my mail ID. Thank you.